Today we gather here under the banner of the Baloch Yakjehti Committee at the National Press Club in Islamabad. On the eve of Human Rights Day, this seminar organized in collaboration with the families of Baloch enforced disappearance persons aims to shine a spotlight on the human rights crisis unfolding in Balochistan, a region fraught with challenges, but one that cannot be ignored any longer. Situated in the heart of country's capital, surrounded by embassies, international media houses, and the headquarters of global organizations, we question the apparent pretense of ignorance that persists in this technological and informational age. Balochistan's struggle demand acknowledgement and urgent action. In the intricate political landscape of Balochistan, so-called electables strive to secure favor with the powerful generals to ensure their parliamentary seats. However, the Baloch people, resilient in their resistance and movement, have uncovered the true face of these individuals. They have been instrumental in exposing the failure of these so-called electables and holding state and institutions accountable for their actions. Our focus today is on a recent incident that has shaken the foundations of justice, an alleged staged car-bombed encounter by the Counter-Terrorism Department of Pakistan. 3 Baloch youths already in custody were tragically killed in what can only be described as a chilling orchestration. The bodies recovered bore the scars of brutality, with bullets in their heads and hands bound by ropes. The tragedy doesn't end there. 4 other Baloch youths who had already disappeared from different regions of Balochistan met a similar fate in a staged encounter near Pasani, Gwadar. One of them was Baloch, a daily wage tailor living in Turbat Cage. He was forcibly disappeared by security forces in front of his mother at their home. After 20 days of his disappearance, he was produced in front of the court by the CTD. The court granted 10 days remand custody to the CTD, but unfortunately, his body, along with the coffin, was handed over to his family. The court, seemingly impotent in the face of the generals, only ordered an FIR against these killings after the families of the victims staged large protests, placing Baloch's coffin in the center of Turbat Bazar at Fida Chowk. This incident sparked a long march movement led by Baloch Yakjehti Committee, a political and human rights movement from Turbat Cage to Shal, Quetta, traversing many cities of Balochistan. What is truly remarkable is the participation of Baloch women who despite societal norms have stepped forward in the face of immense oppression and suffering within their families. Their actions speak volumes about the hopelessness felt towards state institutions and diminishing faith in the silent role of international human rights champions. As this long march progresses through different cities, it collects data on affected families of forcibly disappeared persons, revealing the scale of the issue. The human rights violations in Balochistan should be a matter of grave concern for people worldwide. This movement serves as a stark reminder that every facet of Baloch society, journalists, lawyers, intellectuals, teachers, researchers, students, political, social, and human rights activists, and common Baloch people is affected by these violations. Khuzdar, one of the most affected cities in Balochistan, is now known as the city of mass graves. How can one justify these mass killings? In this city, the Long March movement against oppression gains momentum, echoing the organized resistance with the unspoken support of international human rights champions. It is disheartening to observe that people, intentionally or unintentionally, from Punjab support this Baloch genocide, endorsing mass killings and the daily forcible disappearances of our youth. This support extends to the exploitation of Balochistan's resources, transforming into inhumane crimes committed against its people. The question that echoes through these desolate landscapes is, who can make them accountable? I repeat, who can make them accountable? The oppressed people. The oppressed people, the common people, standing resilient against brutal oppression by the Pakistani state, all the power to bring about change. State institutions have employed tactical disappearances and established individual concentration camps, mirroring the concentration camps for Uyghur people in China. These camps utilize torture and violence to force individuals into adopting a specific way of thinking. Pakistan's various institutions manipulate discourse and build narratives through media houses and propaganda to justify violence against the people of Balochistan. In reality, the Baloch people are victims subjected to violence, killing, and the dumping of their bodies. The common Baloch people are acutely aware of these harsh realities. As they hear daily news of disappeared persons from different areas of Balochistan, witnessing the return of their sons and brothers in coffins, the mighty state machinery may succeed in deceiving the people of Punjab and the world with propaganda films. But the true sons and daughters of Balochistan know the truth and feel the suffering of their people. History has taught us that no power in the world can withstand the consciousness of oppressed people. So it is with the Baloch people. We are witnessing numerous human rights violations in Balochistan, ranging from the oppressive and forceful evacuation of Afghan refugees in Pakistan to the resistance of Pashtun sit-in protest at the Chaman-Afghan border, where they demand their basic rights. In the past 4 days, alongside the Long March movement against the genocidal and oppressive policies of Pakistan, 19 Baloch youths were forcibly disappeared from Gwadar, the city of the so-called mega projects, and the other different areas of Balochistan. Chinese and other companies are coming for mega projects, benefiting from oppressive processes, while we, the people of Balochistan, the Baloch people, are receiving only the lifeless bodies of our daughters and sons. When the generals kill or disappear our Baloch youth, they rejoice, claiming that they have eliminated terrorists. However, the silence of international human rights champions and organizations is compelling people to consider violence as the only means to counter brutality. The suffering is unbearable for the people of Balochistan, and the prevailing consciousness among the common oppressed Baloch people suggests that violence might be the only language left. In world history, oppressed nations have witnessed this. International human rights champions and organizations have a duty to protect every human rights in this world. Yet we ask, why this selective activism? Is it political? geostrategic, or something else. Your silence is allowing the killing and disappearance of our brothers and sons. As we stand at the crossroads of humanity, let us not forget that the principles that Human Rights Day represents. Let us unite against injustice, violence, and the violation of basic human rights. To the international human rights community, we urge you to break silence, to recognize the duty that binds us all, and to work together to ensure justice, dignity, and freedom for every individual. Thank you.